What the Friday? Hey, what the Friday? What the Friday? Ooh, what the Friday? It's Friday. Friday. What the Friday? Hey, what the Friday? What the Friday? Ooh, what the Friday? It's Friday. 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 Greetings, royal family. Family. It's finally Friday. You made it through the work week, you made it through the school week, and now you're here with me. If you're wondering why I did not post a What the Friday episode last week, Friday, May 17th, it is because May 17th was my birthday. So I basically turned up a little bit too much. I realized I'm a little bit too old for vodka at this point, but I did have a great time. I enjoyed my day with a few friends, family, and I had a good time. I mean, I'm here, I woke up, I'm alive, I'm blessed. So what else is there, right? All right, let's get right into it. Hopefully you read the title and the description, so I'm jumping right in. As always, in What the Friday tradition, let's talk about Florida. Florida drinking water ranks among nation's worst study finds. So this was according to the Miami Herald. This article was posted this month, 2 weeks ago, and it basically reads that more Floridians are exposed to unsafe drinking water than just about anywhere in the country, according to a new study of violations. Oh, Florida, you never disappoint. The state ranks second in the number of people impacted by violations under the Safe Drinking Water Act, based on the most recent data available from 2015. Let's see, the Natural Resource Defense Council said nationally 77 million people were exposed to unsafe water, with violations including high levels of toxic arsenic, lead, and other chemicals, as well as failure to test or report contamination. So basically, these people who are in charge of the water commission or what have you in Florida are basically not reporting any sorts of contaminated waters. That's crazy. The study, which is a follow-up to an examination of the lead crisis in Flint, Michigan, comes as Trump administration considers drastic cuts to the Environmental Protection Agency, which enforces the law. So basically, these workers said, look, you cutting funds, Trump, so we're not testing the way we're supposed to test, or we're not reporting what we're supposed to be reporting. You see how some of these things can have like a rippling effect, a domino effect? It's absolutely positively crazy. So, I mean, like I said, Florida never disappoints. I mean, when I read this, I was mortified. But then again, I said to myself, it is Florida. The article did continue to talk about the proper way to boil water. I know that's like old school. Basically filling up a pot or what have you of drinking water or pipe water, and boiling it. So the article talks about like how you should boil it, how long you should boil it. I know a lot of people who still do that to this day. Like, sometimes you open the faucet and you catch a pitcher full of water to make your Kool-Aid, iced tea, or what have you. You really should be boiling that water regardless of where you are. Just to be on the safe side. Or if you're somebody like me, get the big gallon, off brand name spring water for like maybe $1.15. You can just dump that into your pitcher, mix your Kool-Aid, iced tea, lemonade, whatever it is. But if you're going to be drinking pipe water, regardless of where you live, I suggest, unless you have like a water filtration system in your house, hopefully you should know this already, like just boil your water to be on the safe side, because you run the risk of thinking that your drinking water is safe, and then you find out years later, oh, we did this study back in the day and we found it was contaminated, but we didn't report it. So, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Good job, Florida. Like I said, you never disappoint. Moving along, Chris Rock. All right. So Chris Rock was on his Instagram last weekend going live answering questions, and he basically stated that he is going to be rebooting the Saw franchise. I don't know if you remember, but there is 8 movies in the Saw franchise. Saw is like a grotesque horror movie. I've seen every last one of them. except for Jigsaw. That's considered the 8th one. But all 7 Saw movies I saw, and I liked it. I'm a fan. I went to the movies to see every single one. They were great. Storyline was great. Acting was great. Yes, it was gruesome, but it was a well-written piece altogether. So Chris Rock decided that it was a good idea, for whatever reason, to reboot this Star franchise. So not only will he be starring in the new Saw movie that he's going to be resurrecting, he's also going to be producing. So he basically revealed that the Saw reboot will have elements of humor. Of course, Chris Rock is a comedian. He also stressed that it's not going to be like a scary movie. You know, the Wayans brothers, they did the Scary Movie, which is like a spoof of all different types of movies. And it's like a scary movie spoof. I'm sure you're familiar. So he said it's going to be nothing like that. And it's going to pretty much be Saw with all the gruesomeness and the plot twists and the twisted stories. So he was answering questions. You know, he cracked a couple of jokes. Some people were accusing him of being in the Illuminati. He said that, yeah, he's still in the Illuminati, but he doesn't think that he's a great participant because he still doesn't know how it works. Just being a comedian as usual. But tell me what you think, Royal Family, about the Saw reboot. If you saw Saw, see what I did there? If you did get the opportunity to watch all of the previous Saw movies, like all 7 of them, I never saw Jigsaw, which was like kind of like a continuation of the franchise. I didn't get around to watching it. I didn't care at that point. So if you ever seen the Saw movies, tell me what you think about Chris Rock rebooting the series. I'm curious because I like Chris Rock as a comedian. As an actor, I mean, I haven't seen good acting from Chris Rock since he was Pookie in New Jack City, and I'm just keeping it real. I know he had Top 5. He also had that movie where I think he died and he was reincarnated or something like that. I don't remember. But as far as his acting is concerned, nah, Chris, you don't do it for me. I mean, in movies, I don't really vibe with you like that. Like, I'm not really feeling you. But as far as, like, you know, a comedian, you know, your stand-up comedy shows, of course, he's comedic genius. But Chris Rock rebooting Star, I don't know what to expect. And that's a good thing. Because then I guess that leaves room for the element of surprise, which I'm all here for. I definitely will be supporting because, again, I'm a fan of the Saw franchise. I'm a huge fan of Chris Rock. But what type of comedy? You're going to have to get your genius hat on, Chris. Because what type of comedy can you implement in Saw? You said it's still going to be Saw, but it's going to have elements of comedy, but it's not going to be a scary movie. Great. Because after I saw scary movies, like I may have seen each one of them like once, maybe twice. But after that, it's like, okay. It gets old, that like slapstick comedy. But to each his own. Tell me what you think about Chris Rock rebooting the Saw franchise. This should be interesting. It's not scheduled to come out until 2020. So I guess he's going to be, you know, working on everything and putting everything together. He also dropped some career advice. He basically said that someone told him early on in his career, a long time ago, that in order to be successful, you have to have the ability to listen to people that you know that you're smarter than. Interesting. I kind of have to sit with that a little bit more because I'm like, what are you talking about? If you guys understand what he's saying, get down in the comments and let me know. I mean, it sounds good. It's coming from Chris Rock. Sounds kind of deep. But what do you mean by that? What would be the objective of listening to people that you know that you're smarter than? Not saying that, oh, you can't listen to anyone because, you know, anyone can give you a message. Doesn't matter who they are, what walk of life they come from. But, you know, you have to learn to listen. Oh, I guess don't get too up on your high horse and think that just because someone is not as smart as you that they can't give you sound advice. Revelation. Let me know what you think, Royal Family. Revelation, I think that's what it is. I really do think that's what it is. Moving along to Ratchet TV. That's why I'm clapping. Ratchet. Basketball Wives Season 8 is scheduled to premiere this summer in June. Hopefully. There wasn't an actual date. They just said June 2019. And as usual, Tammy Roman and Evelyn Lozada are beefing yet again. Over what this time? Lord only knows. Tammy is still taking shots at Evelyn in reference to her dating Chad Ocho Cinco, and there was a domestic dispute between the two of them. So Tammy's still thinks that Evelyn was lying about the whole thing. Evelyn still thinks that Tammy is a liar as well, a manipulator and jealous, old, dried up hag. So they were on social media a couple of days ago going back and forth about that. So again, VH1 is scheduled to premiere season 8 of Basketball Wives, if you care, in June. So the synopsis of the 8th season. On the motherhood front, Shawnee O'Neal will focus on second chances and correcting her mistakes after her eldest son's recent heart surgery. Jackie Christie, who is Doug Christie's wife, former NBA player Doug Christie. Jackie Christie deals with empty nest syndrome as her son heads to college. Really, Jackie? Evelyn Lozada tries to be the best mother to her 2 children until old habits resurface. Interesting. Conflict still at the heart of the series. Tammy Roman, Malaysia Pargo, and Jennifer Williams, they're still beefing. They're just basically dealing with unresolved issues. The show is scheduled to air in June. Season 8 is scheduled to air on Wednesdays instead of Mondays. So I'm assuming that VH1 probably has like some other shows lined up and they're moving. I mean, it's still going to get viewership. I think they're still going to get ratings. Like, people love the mess. I'm not going to front. I will be tuning in. Will I be doing reviews of Basketball Wives? No. That's just too much. I just watch for, like, you know, whenever there isn't anything else on to watch, I'll just schedule the DVR to record all the new episodes, and I'll just binge watch them whenever I get a chance, like usually when there isn't anything else on cable. But shout out to the ladies. I wish them much success. We'll see how this season's going to turn out. I won't be doing a review, I'm going to be honest, not of Basketball Wives, because in June, Queen Sugar is coming back. Okay? So I'm excited. I have been watching Queen Sugar since season 1. I do have to brush up on season 3 because there were gaps in my viewership, so I wasn't really watching. But I did see the trailer. The trailer is on YouTube. It's online. And they are scheduled, Queen Sugar is scheduled to, it's June 19th. I want to say June 12th for some reason, but I think that that's somebody's birthday. But June 19th, it is on a Wednesday. So, oh, wait a minute. Well, Basketball Wives is going to have to be recorded. Queen Sugar will be recorded, but Queen Sugar is going to definitely be a priority as far as me viewing either of the two. So I'm excited about Queen Sugar. Shout out to Ava DuVernay. I love the show. Been a fan since episode 1. But again, Basketball Wives Season 8 premieres sometime in June. We don't know. It's going to be coming on Wednesdays and not Mondays. Check your local listings. Moving along. Ladies and gentlemen, the hip-hop gods are shining down. You see that light? Shining down on us. This is a beautiful time in hip-hop, ladies and gentlemen. I just feel like things are looking up for us. So on Sunday, no, maybe it was, when was Biggie's birthday? Whatever Biggie's birthday was, just a couple of days ago. It's crazy. Without my calendar, like in my phone, I'm like handicapped. But anyway, it was Biggie's birthday the other day, the 21st? Yeah, I want to say the 21st. So in New York, they, a couple of Biggie's family, close friends, ride or dies, got together for the first annual B.I.G. dinner in New York City. So it kicked off with a great moment. I saw pictures and I also saw some video. It looked like it was a very elegant, nice restaurant. I thought that was extremely dope. That's just so dope to honor Biggie's legacy on his birthday by everybody coming together and having an annual dinner, because people get so busy. We know B.I.G. passed away years ago. And for everybody that he brought together to get together and just share his memories, share memories, I think that's beautiful. That's a very classy, safe way to remember B.I.G. But I say all that to say that this is a great moment in hip hop, because Little C's and Little Kim from Biggie's group Junior Mafia have decided to, I guess, forgive each other. Little C's apologizes to Little Kim after all of these years, and it seems like they buried the hatchet. So the article from Hot97.com reads, Little C's ended up taking the microphone and decided to apologize to Little Kim after the two had fallen out following his decision to testify against Little Kim during her 2005 perjury trial. So if you remember, Little Kim was the only female in the group Junior Mafia. Junior Mafia was never signed to Bad Boy. Those were Biggie's artists that he was friends with Little C's forever. And they pretty much grew up together, and a couple of other members. So, once Biggie got on, he put his crew on. And he decided to add Little Kim later on to Junior Mafia's. She's the only female in an all-male group. Just dope. Great time for hip-hop. Well, in 2005, Little Kim had to go to trial. And the last person that she would expect to testify against her was Little C's. I'm just running through for anybody that doesn't know this. I'm pretty sure most of my viewers know exactly what happened back in 2005. Anyway, so, Little C's was like a brother to Little Kim, and Little Kim was like a sister to Little C's. So it's been said that she took care of Little C's, anything that he needed. She held him down. She gave him money. That was like really her brother. Like, Kim strikes me as a generous person like that. And Little C's couldn't say anything bad about her, even years after Little Kim had gotten locked up and been released from jail. So he took the mic, and I'm telling you, I watched the video a few times, and I almost teared up. Little C says, "I apologize for the things I have done that may have hurt you or affected you or made you feel bad. I genuinely apologize. I love you from the bottom of my heart. You are my sister. I love you for life." So again, this has been a 14-year feud. Like, Little Kim used to go on the radio, and when anybody asked her about Little C's after he testified against her, landing her in jail for a year, and she came out. And anytime anyone asked her about Little C, she would always say, Who's that? Like, I don't know who that is. Who's that? So again, Little Kim spent a year in jail, and I know it shows. Yeah, I did write down here that she was fined $50,000 basically for committing perjury. And like I said, that's a good day in hip hop, because it's like, man, you guys came from the same hood. You guys were put on by Biggie. Biggie was like the glue that held everybody together. And to see them falling out in a sense, and like, it sucked. I get it though. I mean, as far as Little C's is concerned, I may not agree with, but sometimes people feel like they have to do what they have to do. I may not agree with Kim's stance on it, but she has every right, because she was the one that felt offended by the act. It was total betrayal to her. So I get it. Like, I don't think either of them are wrong. It just sucks that they had to be separated for so long. Totally understand. Now, hold on. Now, I'm no fool. I will say this. Little C's, that's, you apologize publicly. Kudos to you. It seems that Kim accepted the apology. But I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't leave my aloe vera plant around you, Little C's. I'm just saying, everybody can change, but I wouldn't even leave my aloe vera plant around you. I wouldn't tell you when I was going to the bathroom. So it's like I said, we'll see what happens going forward. Get down in the comments and tell me what you think, Royal Family. Like, I just think it's a beautiful day in hip-hop when this took place, because this beef has been going on for over a decade, and what better place to mend fences, or for C's to apologize and for Kim to accept his apology, than the first of many to come BIG dinner in NYC. Just dope. Especially after that Fox, and I hate to even bring up Foxy Brown in the same breath as Little Kim, but after that Foxy Brown performance, I'm just like traumatized. Honestly, I'm a little bit traumatized, because it was just bad, Foxy. Lord, I feel so bad for her. So after that traumatic situation, it's good to see something positive in hip hop. Just a lot of positivity goes on, but we don't get like to see that stuff advertised. You know what I mean? We just always see like the negative foolishness and the BS. But for those of us who were fans of Junior Mafia, of Biggie, of that whole bad boy era back in the 90s, this is like gold to us, okay? So congratulations to Little Kim. Shout out to whoever was the individual behind putting together this annual BIG dinner. That's just dope. It would be cool if they open it up to the public and maybe like sell tickets, but nah, maybe not. That's a bad idea. Because sometimes you try to do things for people and try to include everybody, and somebody comes in there and just messes it up. So intimate dinner, keep it going, keep showing it on Instagram, all types of social media, just to keep the fans included. But I think it should stay intimate to the people that were closest to him. Lord, now I did a video the other day about Whitney Houston. So Pat Houston, who is the CEO of Whitney Houston's estate, is also Whitney Houston's sister-in-law. And Pat Houston thought that it was I'm much calmer now. I'm going to put the link to the video, but if you saw the video, I was furious. I wasn't here for it. So I've had time to decompress. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm talking real melodically to you guys. Much calmer. So Pat Houston, but I do feel my armpits getting a little sweaty. I'm just going to say that. So if I start screaming, forgive me. So Pat Houston thinks that it's a good idea to release new music, sign over Whitney Houston's 50% of Whitney Houston's estate, including her merchandising, her vocals, her name, any music associated with her in any movies, etc. Pat Houston also thought that it was a good idea for this production company that she's working with to come up with a hologram to aid in releasing this new music, so that this hologram can go on tour. And Gary Houston, who is Pat Houston's husband, Whitney Houston's brother, is going to be singing background vocals, y'all. Background vocals. Now, this information I had when I did my video about Whitney Houston, but I was so livid that I didn't even include it. So Pat Houston thinks that this is all a good idea. The aforementioned things, she thinks that this is all a good idea. I want to know, what type of crack is Pat Houston smoking? Everybody said Whitney was a crackhead. I don't believe that Whitney smoked crack. Color me naive. There may have been some other drug use, allegedly. Color me denial. Say what you want. But as far as a crack pipe, I can't see it. I don't think personally that Whitney smoked crack. But I do think that Pat Houston is on a serious, powerful, probably a synthetic, enhanced somehow drug, to think that we, the Whitney fans, want to see her legacy trivialized in this manner. I think it's extremely disrespectful. I think that Pat Houston, whatever issues, financial issues that you are having, you should do what normal people do. Create some sort of income by getting a job, maybe, or why don't you do some consulting or managing? You were Whitney Houston's manager for a long time, even though we know you didn't like her. So why don't you do some managing? Why don't you manage artists? Why don't you, you've been caught on tape by your own daughter talking negatively about Whitney Houston, as well as her daughter. They've both gone home to glory. So why should we trust you with what's left of Whitney's legacy? I feel like if you want to expose new people to her music, they can type in Whitney Houston live on YouTube, boom, right then and there. So I just think it's just, damn, man. Michael Jackson had a song called Money. Like, people will do anything for money. They'll lie to you, steal from you, all types of foolishness. And he wasn't lying. He should know. Look at what happened to him, and I just can't wait till Miss Leola Brown, who was Bobby Brown's sister, honey, I can't wait till she starts talking. because she's aired Pat Houston out several times on social media. So take a look at my reaction to this whole hologram thing. Like I said, I'll link the video up above, or you can just go to the other content on my channel and check it out. I do want to say this, royal family. The other day, I was looking at my analytics, my YouTube analytics, my stats, and I saw that I had reached 2,000 views. It's been more than that since then. I wasn't going to say anything, but I just want to say that all of you who are giving me your feedback, who are participating in my videos, engaging, hitting the thumbs up button, hint, hint, commenting, viewing the video in its entirety, hint, hint. I really and greatly appreciate you. And I want to thank all of my royal family members who are subscribed to me, who have been sharing my content. I'll probably do a why I started YouTube thing later on down the line. I have a lot more content to kind of pump out before I even get there. And plus, you guys don't really know me. So, I mean, you know, it'd be a good way to get to know me, yes. But I don't think I'm ready to do that because it's going to be a little emotional. But this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I had some setbacks that prevented me from starting sooner. But I just want to say that each and every one of you that take the time out to share my content, comment, watch videos, give me your critiques privately or on my page, because I do have some of my good longtime friends, my good Judys, my good kings and queens that are subscribed to the channel, and they do give me their feedback. I just want to make y'all laugh and give you inspiration just as much as I make you laugh. And I just want y'all to know that I appreciate it. I've had the channel since 2017, but I've only been uploading videos for literally 2 months. The 21st of May made 2 months. So, and to already reach and surpass 2,000 views, it's only because of y'all, royal family. And you'll find out sooner than later how much I appreciate it. But I believe in telling people how much you appreciate them while they're still here. And even though I don't have roses to give to y'all, I just want you to know that I love you, love you, love you. Get down in the comments. Tell me who you think is having the best week ever. Certainly it is in Florida, and it's certainly not going to be Pat Houston for a very long time. Quite frankly, I would have to say Junior Mafia, Little Kim and Little C's is having the best week ever, because their ability to come together, C's apologizing, they don't understand what they just did for hip hop. So until next time, royal family, enjoy your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. This is me sending you positive vibes. Love y'all. Peace.